For the first time, Israel is beginning to feel the heat of battle. Iran, they may lose the fight, which they surely will, but Israel is now aware that the future is not settled. How do you fight against people that are looking for her to die so they can go to heaven? Saudi Arabia cannot defend itself. The United Arab Emirates, they are all relying on the US to defend them. Just the way Ukraine relied on Europe to defend them. If Iran is able to get a nuclear weapon and they decide to attack Saudi Arabia or Qatar, America cannot defend them. What do we have in Africa to defend us? Nothing. We are gallivanting. There is no country in the world that is going to come and defend you if they know that they will do that at the risk of destroying their own country. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Caesar Osahene Iyayi. I am your advocate for the industrialization of Africa. I want to talk on the current event that is trending at the moment, where Israel had to attack Iran and the response of Iran, all tied to the newfound capability of Iran to respond. All along, Israel has been fighting various wars without suffering any casualty on their homeland. Today, they have a home front to defend. I want to use that to illustrate the power of industrialization and of technology in terms of asserting your interest, asserting yourself on the world stage. You will look at Israel. I'm not ready to get into the morality of who is right or who is wrong. All I want to talk about is that Israel attacked Iran about 3 days ago, and they claim to have destroyed their nuclear facilities and their radars. But for the first time in the history of Israel, they have been fighting people in the Middle East. They have fought the Palestinians. They have fought the Egyptians, disgraced everybody in the Middle East. And for the first time, Israel is beginning to feel the heat of battle. Gaza was destroyed. West Bank was destroyed. Lebanon was destroyed. But for the first time in the history of Israel, weapons were able to travel from another country, Iran, to create mayhem in Israel. How did that happen? I am aware that those missiles were not made in Iran. Well, they had the common sense to start thinking that we can't fight these people with our bare hands. If we have to fight, we must have our own deterrent. So they started acquiring missiles. They started acquiring drones and other rockets. So when Israel attacked them, they replied. And for the first time, we saw that in Tel Aviv was beginning to look like Gaza. Utter destruction. So now you see that Israel can also feel pain. They interviewed some Israeli citizens, and for the first time I saw fear. They used to talk with bombastic confidence that, oh, they can do anything. They have the right to be anywhere. But now, because Iran had the common sense to go and acquire missiles, they were able to fire missiles into Tel Aviv and other cities in Israel. And the Israeli citizens are beginning to feel the heat. It has never happened before. Now, Iran, they may lose the fight, which they surely will, because America is standing behind Israel. But Israel is now aware that the future is not settled. They have always believed that with their dome, iron dome, they can protect their country from attack. That is true if they fire about 10 missiles. When they fire 1,000 drones at a time, 30 missiles at a time, you may not be able to intercept all. All you need is for 2 or 3, 4 to get in. Watch out for what's going to happen in Tel Aviv with all those skyscrapers. Why should anybody that is intelligent, dressed in a white suit the way I'm dressed now, go and start to wrestle with a pig? Doesn't make sense. Look at North Korea, a country that is very, very backward. They managed to go and get a nuclear weapon. That is the only reason they are able to survive. If Ukraine had only one nuclear weapon the way North Korea has, Russia will not go to Ukraine. They will not go there. Iran, like them or not, love Israel or hate Iran, that is not relevant now. The vital point now is that Iran was able to teach Israel a small lesson in pain because they had the common sense to go and acquire missiles. And they are fired into Israel and destroyed Tel Aviv, destroyed part of other cities in Israel. Now the Israelis are beginning to realize that it is also possible without sending artilleries and tanks and jet fighters, they can suffer casualties. And for the first time in the history of Israel, they have suffered casualty on their homeland. That changes the subject. What has that got to do with industrialization of Africa? Everything. We are backwards, we're not moving forward, we are begging for weapons, begging for AK-47s, begging for ammunition. We don't make anything. But Iran is able to assemble. Iran is able to assemble rockets. They are able to assemble missiles. In Iran, I know they don't make everything, but they know that if they are going to survive, they need to be able to defend themselves. Saudi Arabia cannot defend itself. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, they are all relying on the US to defend them. Just the way Ukraine relied on Europe to defend them. The threat of Russian nuclear explosion will not allow them to go in. But if Ukraine had its own nuclear weapon, Russia will not go near there. What do we have in Africa to defend us? Nothing. We are gallivanting. We are pretending as if we are doing well. Just the way people that are ruling Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and United Arab Emirates are pretending that they are doing well because they are able to bring white people to bring in equipment to come and build skyscrapers for them, second tallest building in the world, nice casinos, nice ocean front and all that, all built by people from the West, not by Saudis, not by Qataris, not by people from the United Arab Emirates. So whatever you see there is false paradise. Only Iran has the intelligence to say what we need is to be able to manufacture things that can defend us. Everything you see in Saudi Arabia, everything you see in UAE, everything you see in Qatar is just shadows. Because the moment the West pull away, everything will crumble. If Iran is able to get a nuclear weapon and they decide to attack Saudi Arabia or Qatar, America cannot defend them. They have the intelligence. We are intelligent people. But when are we going to start using our intelligence? We start thinking of industrial manufacturing. It seems to be so difficult. But let's learn from the lesson that we are witnessing right before us. That hope is not lost yet. We can start, particularly from countries like Nigeria that is having all the resources. We have gas, we have crude oil, we have 250 million people that are very, very hardworking. We have lithium, we have all the rare earth minerals. All that we lack now is the will. Let us wake up. There is no country in the world that is going to come and defend you if they know that they will do that at the risk of destroying their own country. Iran is fighting now to have a nuclear weapon. The moment they are able to have that, Israel cannot attack anymore. They will not talk together with mutual respect. Israel doesn't want that, That is why they are fighting to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Because they know the moment they have that, that's the end of the conflict. Iran can do as they wish, and Israel cannot lift a finger. How do you fight against people that are looking for how to die so they can go to heaven? Look at Israel. Look at Tel Aviv. Look at Jerusalem. Skyscrapers everywhere. What do you have in Iran? Nothing. And you want to fight them? People that believe that if they die in the cause of defending their religion and their country, they are going to heaven. How do you fight them? What is our own defense? The whole of Africa, nothing. I want to challenge everybody, people in the private sector, people in the government sector. I spoke last time about how the Chinese government is working. They encourage entrepreneurs to go into various fields. The areas that they don't want to go into, the government gets in there by itself. Not the way it's done now in Africa, where government enterprises cannot function. I said it when I was addressing President Traoré of Burkina Faso, that he needs to get people together from his country, their intelligence, forget about this issue of democracy, get people together. The military cannot do it, because by the time Traoré leaves there, another military officer comes there, he has a different agenda. But when you have a system like what they have in China, where you select the best and brightest from the grassroots and start to indoctrinate them, to encourage them, to teach them, and to let them live a life of fulfillment, the way people that run corporations are getting encouraged through dividends and humongous salaries. You encourage people to do that in government. People cannot serve you in government if they cannot live well. They must be able to enjoy the beauty of life, the way people in the private sector enjoys it. The moment they can do that, and you get the best and brightest to run the country, to run from a single party. Anytime you leave that power, whoever is going to be chosen will be chosen from that set of people. And every time you pick anybody, you have one of the best in the country. Not the way it is now, when in the name of democracy, you bring in people who got money from, we don't know where they got it from. Because they have money, they want to become president, or they want to become governor or the head of a province. They end up ruining the country. They end up mismanaging the country. Africa cannot succeed like that. Whoever is there, you can make a difference. You can have a new beginning. All the money you spend to do election, you are wasting it. Have a group of people that are patriotic to form just one party. From there you pick. No general election. Look at Iran. Iran is governed now. They say it's a democracy. You see what they are doing. You have an Ayatollah on top, and he picks somebody to say, okay, you are the next president. They do what they call election, but that's how they are able to sustain power. Otherwise, somebody else will come in, say, no, I don't want to continue with this missile program anymore. He will throw it away because he has been influenced by the West. You need people that will fight for your country. I continue to talk positively about Trump because he is fighting for America. African presidents should fight for Africa. American presidents should fight for America. Just the way Netanyahu is fighting for the interest of Israel and Ayatollah is fighting for the interest of Iran, African presidents should also fight for the interest of Africa. I am Dr. Caesar Osahene, your advocate for the industrial development of Africa. I believe that we have a good chance of succeeding if we put our minds to it. Until next time, bye-bye. For the first time, Israel is beginning to feel the heat of battle. Iran, they may lose the fight, which they surely will, but Israel is now aware that the future is not settled. How do you fight against people that are looking for how to die so they can go to heaven? Saudi Arabia cannot defend itself. The United Arab Emirates, they are all relying on the US to defend them. Just the way Ukraine relied on Europe to defend them. If Iran is able to get a nuclear weapon and they decide to attack Saudi Arabia or Qatar, America cannot defend them. What do we have in Africa to defend us? Nothing. We are gallivanting. There is no country in the world that is going to come and defend you if they know that they will do that at the risk of destroying their own country.